Today we're doing a review of the ICECO VL35 fridge, and ICECO is nice enough to let me be one of the first people to review the olive color, which I think is super freaking cool. And to power it all, ICECO sent me the PB1000, and this thing is going to give me about 20 hours of life on this ICECO fridge. So I'm going to give you guys the details. If you're in the market for a fridge and power bank, we'll tell you all about them in today's video. First thing I want to talk about is the color. The color is totally awesome, and this is actually a metal fridge. So it looks plastic on the outside, but it's metal. I want to show you guys something super clever and cool about the design of the VL35Pro fridge. So a lot of the fridges out there in the market, they have multi-directional opening of the lid. But what's really cool about this ICECO is that you don't have to pull it out to make it work that way. You can just simply grab onto the other side and it opens just like that. If you're ready for this side, it opens on this side. So that makes it super easy and functional, especially if you're using it in a small space, like if you're inside of a car or van. You don't have to worry about what direction you're putting the fridge in. It's just gonna work. And like say you're at a party and you just want to get rid of the lid altogether, it's super easy actually. You just click this and it comes right off. So that's super nice when you're loading it up after like a trip to the grocery store. You can just pop the lid off and load it up. So speaking of loaded up, I have, let's see, 8, 16, 24, 32. I've got 32 cans of sparkling water, and we're gonna see if they can all fit inside of the VL35 fridge. I honestly didn't think it was gonna hold that many cans, but it did it with no problem. Room to spare. Let's see what came inside of the box here. So we've got the instruction manual as well as an additional drain plug. And you can see there's the VL35, 45, and 60 quart versions. So depending on the size that you need for your rig, they have it there for you at ICECO. Inside of here, let's take a look. So it looks like we have a standard AC plug. And then on this side, it looks like we have a standard DC plug. So if you want to charge this straight into your car or just use it at home, you've got the plugs for that. And then it looks like you've got a replacement handle in here. So if you break a handle or if you just want to take the handles off, it comes with the screws and tools, everything you need for an additional handle. And if and when you want to take these handles off, you can. And these handles are super high quality. It looks like they're made of like steel or aluminum. But that's definitely not going to break, which is a really good thing because you want something to last. I think this is going to be one of those things that'll last for a long time. Look here on the back side of the fridge, you'll see it has our power ports. So we have DC, AC, and USB. If you want, you can plug this into your car, you can plug it in at home, or you can plug it in via USB. And then here on this display panel is where you can set the temperature. So you can set it to high or low depending on what you have inside of the fridge. Now the battery monitor is an extra accessory that you can get from ICECO, and that turns this fridge into a completely portable fridge. So you don't need a power bank like this guy here. You can just run it off of battery power. Let's talk a little bit more about this power bank here. It's got a couple of different outlets here. So you have just your standard DC sockets. Over on this side, looks like you have 2 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. And then on this side here, we've got our AC outlets. So we've got our 1200 watt outlet. So if you're gonna power things that are a little bit more powerful, maybe like a blender or a heating element, you wanna use this. And then here, we just have a standard outlet. So plenty of outlets to do whatever you wanna do. Here's the PV input. So if you're using solar or if you're charging it from your car, this is the cable that you're gonna use, and that comes included in the box with the PB1000. Now, on this side here, you'll see a light. And if I flip this thing around here, you'll see that it has a little emergency light, or if you're just out camping and you want additional light. This thing's pretty bright, and it also has an SOS if you find yourself in an emergency. On the back here, we've got the AC input. So when you're plugging it in at home, this is the cable that you're going to use, and that comes provided by ICECO in the box. Now, another really cool feature is that it has wireless charging up top. So you can leave everything kind of plugged in here. Maybe it's set up to your fridge or like another laptop or anything. All these plugs are busy. Your phone, you can rest it on there and it'll charge it up. Sometimes these things are finicky. You kind of like have to find the right spot for it. Yeah, pretty sweet. I'm glad that ICECO sent me the PB1000. I've tried to get away with like 600 watts and 500 watts, but it always ends up being not enough power for something like a fridge. And with the 1000 watt, you're gonna get about 20 hours of battery life on your fridge. And if you're on a road trip, your car is going to power the power bank as you're driving. So it makes things super simple and super easy. So I think if you're trying to pair a fridge, this is going to be the minimum. You can even go bigger, and I believe ICECO has bigger versions, but the minimum you want to get 1000 watt power bank. The PB1000 actually charges quite quickly. It can go from 0 to 100% in about an hour and a half when you're charging it at home. So that's really cool. If you're getting ready for a camping trip, you can just plug that in while you get ready and you can take this thing to go. Speaking of at home, this can be used as like an emergency situation to power things. So I don't know if you guys heard about that big storm that they had last year in Texas, but if you have something like this at home or in your car and you happen to run into an emergency, this thing can be a real lifesaver. Charge your phones and other electronics that are necessary when you're at home. So that's what I like to think about when I buy something like this, is that I can use it for when I'm camping, and then if I happen to be at home and there's an emergency, I can use it for that as well. It's like a double duty sort of thing. One of the things that I kind of worry about with these in an enclosed space is that, are they going to overheat? Well, this ICECO has pretty big fans. They're not the quietest, but they are definitely there. So that's really good to keep things cool so this thing doesn't overheat. So we've got the decibel meter. About 58 decibels. That's how loud the fan is. So I like this app. It says it's like a quiet home. It's about how loud it is. Luckily, this ICECO fridge is made out of metal, so it's super strong, super sturdy, and that's going to make it a little bit easier to cool things down when you want to cool them down. And it has these nice big air vents here, so you're not going to worry about overheating or stressing this fridge out, which is going to help it last for a really long time. So thank you so much, ICECO, for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to get this for your rig, please check out our links down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.